Potential due to system of charges. So potential due to system of charges means if the system having more than two charges, number of charges, then the electric potential for system of charges can be written as, suppose V1, it is the potential of first charge at a point 2. Point 2 is the first charge. We take the another charge like this, number of charges, and V2 is the electric potential of the second charge at point 2. So the V3 is the electric potential due to the third charge at the 2. Similarly for V4, then the total potential of the system of charges is taken as V1, V2 plus V3, V4, and so on. It is the addition of electric potentials of system of charges. And already you know the equation for electric potential of a charge means point charge, that is V is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught charge divided by distance. Charge divided by distance is the equation for electric potential. Whereas if the equation is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught charge bar square the distance, that is the equation for electric field, that is already discussed in the first chapter. So let us discuss about the next point, that is equipotential surface. Equipotential surface. So the name itself explains the meaning of the equipotential. Equipotential means the potentials should be same over the surface of the conductor. Okay. Or if the same potential over the surface of the conductor is called as equipotential surface. Okay. ಅಂದ್ರೆ potential same ಇರಬೇಕು, ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ equal ಇರಬೇಕು, then that surface is called as equipotential surface. Okay. So here these equipotential surfaces have properties. The main property of the equipotential surface is there is no work has to be done on the surface of equipotential surface. There is no work done. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, if the surface having equipotential, suppose let us take this is an equipotential surface. For example, equipotential surface ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ potential ಸೇಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಟೋಟಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಸಹಿತ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಶಿಯಲ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ನು ವರ್ಕ್ ಡನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಶಿಯಲ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ವರ್ಕ್ ಡನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ದ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಒನ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಟು ಅನದರ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್, ಇಫ್ there is a potential difference, then only there is a work has to be done. Otherwise, there is no work done. But here, there is no difference in their potential because the potential at this point is same and this point is also same. Hence, there is no work done on the surface of equipotential surface. This is one of the very important property. There is no work done here. And one more property is no two equipotential surface interact. There is no intersection. No intersection. There is no intersection of two equipotential surface. Yes, so this is another important point of equipotential surface. And the third one is always the lines of forces perpendicular to the equipotential surface. Perpendicular. So easy. Suppose this is the surface like this. So these are the some properties of equipotential surface. Then here some of the examples for equipotential surfaces. Let us take the point charge. Suppose if the charge is positive, then already you know the electric field lines in this direction is away from the charge. Then after certain time interval, the electric field lines reaches this much of area around that charge. Then potential at this point or at this point or any point on the circumference of this dotted circle is same from this charge. This is let us take positive charge. So the electric potential due to this charge at any point on this circle is same, then this surface is called as equipotential surface. Similarly, you can take another surface. Okay. Then the electric potential due to this charge at this point, any point on this dotted second line, is also a equipotential surface because the potential due to the positive charge is same over the circumference, every point on the circumference of the outer circle. Then this is one of the example for equipotential surface. And we can also use the uniform electric field. Here, so this is the electric field. When the electric field, let us take B, when the number of field lines passing through this area is same as this area, then these two surfaces becomes equipotential surfaces because the same electric field is passing through the two same size areas or surfaces, and the potential of this plane is same as this plane or this area, then those two areas or surfaces are called as equipotential surfaces. Okay. Similarly, for the like charges or unlike charges, suppose if you take the two positive charges, okay. So already you know the basic properties of the charges. If the charges are like charges, then there is a repulsive force is developed. Repulsive force. So that means, so here these are the like this. So the direction of field lines when the two like charges, that is positive and a positive, then the direction of these field lines is repulsion takes place. And here these two becomes equipotential because here the potential is same, then this surface and here is the same surface. Similarly, for You can also draw for the unlike charges. So this is about the equipotential surfaces. Now we go for the next point, the relation between electric field and electric potential. Already you know the meaning of electric field in the first chapter, that is E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught charge by square root of the distance, that is electric field. And this electric field is relates with the electric potential. So let us take a relation between electric field and potential, electric potential. Let us consider two surfaces A and B, which is at a distance. Let us take this distance is R, and the potential at this potential, let us take this is delta P, and this potential is V delta P, the potential of second surface. Then, so you have to move the charge from infinite to a particular point on the second surface. The work has to be done. That work done, dW is equal to force into displacement. So here the displacement is d, and when you are going to take the charge in the opposite to the electric field, then this is going to minus, or this can also be written as in place of F. If you shifted the positive unit positive charge, then this is also equal to, because E is equal to 2 log. If Q is equal to 1, then E is equal to. So let us take this as the first equation. Then the potential difference between these two points, that is also called as the work done, dW, is the potential difference. That means here delta V VB minus of VK, or you can take the V minus of delta V minus of minus of V minus of V delta V. Right. So if you take the difference, then so this plus and plus get cancelled, minus and minus becomes delta V. So therefore, the dW, that is work done, is taken as the electric potential, that is delta V. So therefore, if you put this equation in above, then delta V is equal to minus of E into you can take this as delta R. We have taken delta, so therefore delta R. R from this equation, just we can write as E is equal to minus delta V by delta R. So this is the relation between electric field and electric potential. Okay, that is E is equal to minus of potential gradient. This is called this ratio is called as potential gradient. So E ratio is delta V by delta R अथवा dV by dr. They are taken different signs in a different reference books. Here we are taking only delta. Some books they are also taking only dr and dt like dv like that. So therefore, this is the equation which relates the electric field and the electric potential. And this ratio, that is dv delta v by delta r, this is called as potential gradient. I can now potential gradient ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಈ equation ಈ diagram ಅನ್ನ ಹಾಕಿ ನೀವು explanation ಕೊಡಬಹುದು. Similarly, you can also explain with another diagram that divide this is the charge. You are going to take a P here, P and P with certain distance. You can also use this situation, this figure also. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೇ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ನಾವು ಇದೇ ಫಿಗರ್ ನ ಹಾಕಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಿದೆ. ಆ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಫಿಗರ್ ಇಂದ ನಾವು ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. ಎರಡು ಫಿಗರ್ ನ ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದೀಸ್ ಟು, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಡಿರೈವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಇನ್ನು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದು potential energy of system of charges. What do you mean by potential energy? ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. Potential energy ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is also work done to bring a charge from one point to another point. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎರಡು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಫೈನೈಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿತ್ತು, the charge is shifted from infinite distance to particular point. But ಇಲ್ಲಿ potential difference ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ we are going to shift the charge from one point which is also a finite and to the another point is that is also a finite. So that the work is called as potential difference. So let us discuss about potential energy of system of charges. System of charges. So here it is in absence of external electric field. Let us take one other charge Q1, Q2, which is at a distance r. So Q1 is at a Q2 initially, which is at infinite distance. To shift that Q2 from infinite to a particular point B, which is at a distance r from the point A, then the whatever electric potential due to discharge at this point is at point B, can be written as B is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon Q1 by R. This is the electric potential made by the first charge at a point B, where you are going to shift the charge Q2 from infinite to that point B. So this is electric potential. Similarly, the potential energy of the Q2 at the point B is that is Q2 into V2. This is the electric potential of first charge at the point B is same as potential energy of the second charge at the point B. That potential energy can be written as U is equal to Q2 into V. V means it is an electric potential, that is Q2 into 1 by 4 pi epsilon that is Q1 by, or you can also write it as Q is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q1 Q2 by. So this is the equation for potential energy of system of charges having two charges only. ಎರಡು charges ಇದ್ದಾಗ in absence of external electric field, okay, then U is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R. Suppose instead of two charges, if there are three charges, then how to write the potential energy here? So let us see here another charge. Suppose another charge at point C, let us say it is R1, it is R2, it is R3, or it is R12, R23, R13, like that. Charge 2, 3. Okay. Suppose if the system having the three charges, then how to write the potential energy? Okay, so first you write the potential energy between the first and second charge. Let us take that is U1 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by the distance, that is R1. So this is the that is potential energy between first Q1 and Q2 charge. That is by using this equation, that is Q2 like that. Similarly, to write the potential energy at Q3, means at point C, due to Q3, that is U2 is equal to Q3 into V. V means it is the potential due to this charge at this point, due to this charge at this point, that is Q3 is equal into. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ first one charge is under 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 by R13 plus 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q2 by R23. So therefore U2 now becomes 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q3 R13 plus 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q2 Q3 by R23. So take this as equation 1 and this is equation 2. So equation 1 will explain the potential energy between two points, that is Q1 and Q2 only, but whereas the equation 2 will represent, it is the potential energy between the third charge with the first two charges. Hence, the total potential energy, that is U1 plus the U2. So therefore, this is equal to, from equations 1 and 2, you can write it as 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R12 plus 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q3 by R13 plus 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q2 Q3 by R23. But here, in these three terms, 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught is common, and finally you can write it as Q1 Q2 by R12, Q1 Q3 by R13, Q2 Q3 by R23. So take this final equation for potential energy of system of charges having three charge. ಮೂರು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನಾವು ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಬರಿಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓನ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನಾವು ಈ ರೀತಿ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಫ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ when the system having only two charges, and this is the potential energy of a system of charges having three charges. ಮೂರು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಬರಿತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಆ ರೀತಿ ಬರಿಬೇಕು. They may ask about 2 to 3 marks questions on potential energy. Similarly, this is the potential energy in the absence of external electric field actually. So the next ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು in presence of external electric field, that is potential energy of system of charges in presence the external electric field. ಇದು ಈ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ potential energy of a system of charges in absence of external electric field. So let us take if the system of charges having only two charge, then what is the potential energy when external electric field is present? ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಈಗ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ so if we shift the charge Q1 from infinite distance to point A, already electric field is there because it is a presence of external electric field. However, you can shift the charge from infinite to particular point A. There is a work has to be done. That work done, it is stored as a potential energy. That is Q1 into B here. Similarly, if we shift the another charge Q2 at infinite distance to particular point, at this point, then the potential energy of the charge Q2 at B is, let us take it is V1 and it is V2. So take this as V1 and U2. So this is the potential energy of Q1 at point A. This is the potential energy of Q2 at point B. If we take the distance between these two is R, then there is a potential difference between these two. That potential is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R. So this will explains the potential energy of the charge Q1 when it is shifted from infinite distance to a particular point A in the presence of external electric field. In presence of external electric field, there is a work done. If there is no external electric field, then there is no work done here. So hence, here this is the potential energy of the first charge at point A due to an external electric field. Similarly, this is the second charge was shifted from infinite to particular point B, hence the potential energy of this charge at B is taken as V2 is equal to Q2 into V2. Similarly, there is a potential difference between these two also. That is given by Q1 Q2 by R. Hence the total potential energy, that is U, is equal to sum of all these, that is Q1 V1 V2 V2 plus 1 divided by F1 Q1 V2 by R. So this is the equation for potential energy for a system of two charges in presence of external electric field. In presence of external electric field, so you have to write the potential energy like this. That is U is equal to potential energy of a first charge at point A, potential energy of a second charge at point B, potential energy between the 2 points A and B, that is 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by a distance. So ಈ ರೀತಿ they may ask about 2 to 3 marks questions on this expression. That is, you have to remember how to write the expression for the potential energy of a system of charges if there is no external electric field. Then if there is an external electric field, how to write? So you confusion ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಡಿ. So this is the total equation for potential energy in presence of external electric field. Suppose if there is no external electric field, then this term only the potential energy between the two charges in absence of external electric field. ಇದಷ್ಟೇ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಏನಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಎರಡು ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಇನ್ ಅಬ್ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಮೂರು ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಫ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್, ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಆಫ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್, ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದ ಟೂ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್. ಈ ರೀತಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಇರುತ್ತೆ. You have to remember these. Then another point is that there is called as electrostatics of conductors. Electrostatics of conductors. Electrostatics of conductor. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ electrostatics of conductor ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Because already you know the meaning of conductors and insulators in the previous classes. That is, conductor is a material which allows the charges flow through them. And such materials are called as conductor. But here these conductors contains mobile charge carriers and it will conduct the electricity. So therefore here some of the important results regarding this electrostatics of conductors. The first one is, inside a conductor the electric field is zero. So ನಿಮಗೆ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, charges are reside over the surface of conductor and the electric field lines could not enter into the conductors, hence there is no electric field inside the conductor. So the same result is explained here, that is inside the conductor the electric field is zero. Then at the surface of charged conductor, electrostatic field must be normal to the surface at every point. So ಇದು ಸಹಿತ ನಾವು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟೀಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಸ್ಟಾಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್, the electric field lines always normal to the surface of the conductor according to the whatever results of this electrostatics. Then the interior of the conductor can have no excess charge in the static situation. Static situation means rest situation. Rest situation ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ excess carriers ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ charge carriers ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. Next one is electrostatic potential is constant toward the volume of a conductor and has same value as on its surface. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಶಿಯಲ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಥ್ರೂಔಟ್ ದ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಕ್ವಿಪೊಟೆನ್ಶಿಯಲ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಸಹಿತ ಈ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ at the surface of a charged conductor is E is equal to sigma by epsilon naught. That is E is equal to sigma by epsilon naught. This is the electric field on the surface of charged conductor. And another very important one is that is electrostatic shielding. So electrostatic shielding. Electrostatic shielding ಇದು ಒಂದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಟು ಓವರ್ಕಮ್ ದ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ destruction from the other electric field that can be covered. It is some protection for the conductor from the external electric field. That is called as electrostatic shielding. For example, if you take the wires, so wire is coated with the plastic. Inside that there is a copper metal. Means that copper metal should not affect from the external electric field. Then that plastic which is used, that is called the electrostatic shielding here. It is a protection from the external electric field. So this is about electrostatics of conductors. Okay. Right. So I will stop here only regarding the chapter is concerned.